What's going on, everybody? Matt Malatesta here in the Coach's Corner. We're going up to Dallas. One of the brands of the state of Texas is Dallas South Oak Cliff. Coach Jason Todd has flipped the script over there the past several years. Coach, thanks for coming on. We got to get right down to it. How did you do it? How did you turn South Oak Cliff into the power it's become in such a short period of time?
Hire good people around me, have a great administration, great athletic director on campus, Coach Mays, great principal, Dr. Johnson, and my staff. We've all bought into the same plan, and everybody's kind of been channel vision, and we kind of been knocking away step by step until we finally got there, and now what we're trying to do is stay there and be consistent about it.
What's harder, to build it, to get there, or to maintain it?
I think they all are hard in an aspect. I think to actually get there and maintain it is probably the hardest thing, because then, everybody's gunning for you and nobody's looking at you as the underdog anymore. So, once you do get there, it's hard to stay up top, especially in those playoff runs. You have to be consistent, have to have a little luck on your side.
This upcoming season, just kind of give me, what do you feel like the strength of this team is going to be this year?
I think our trench play on both sides of the ball should be a strength. I think we'll be pretty good on the offensive defensive line. I think we lost some good running backs, but I believe that our running backs will make a lot of people forget the guys that just graduated. Our linebacker core, which should be one of the top in the state. Our defensive secondary should grew up tremendously from last year. They were youngsters. So I think they'll be ready to go up and kind of uphold the standard of being a South Oak Cliff DB this year. And what we're looking for some wide receivers to kind of take the step forward and become some alpha type of dogs in that group. And we think we got some guys. We just got to wait for them to get out there and show it to the state.
How would you define your culture as a coach and just now what you built over at SOC?
I would say everything is based on hard work. There's a lot of principles I learned from working under Coach Samples. We're going to be very tedious. We're going to do all the little things and try to cover every area we can. But one thing nobody will ever outwork is we're going to always not run for work.
What is it about y'all, Duncanville, DeSoto? You got, Lincoln has done it in basketball. Skyline over the years. What is it about that South Dallas area that is just so magical?
When you really break it down, I think a lot of people kind of get it. It's kind of a different area in a way. Like South Oak Cliff was working more toward the southern side because how Dallas is. The actual South Dallas is not what people consider southern Dallas, if you're from Dallas. So, I think a lot of it is culture. It starts at the Pop Warner levels. A lot of these kids that come from winning programs on the youth level, and I think that just grows until they're in high school. They played on big stages before, and I think those kids are going out there every week and approaching the game with the right mindset in order what it takes to be a champion in the state of Texas. I don't think they're afraid of I just don't think they're afraid of the big stage. They're used to it.
Dude, your schedule over the years, you are virtually unafraid to play anyone.
Yes.
Why do you front load that schedule?
Part of it is because our district is not very strong. So I have to put my kids through some challenges and the coaching staff through some challenges early so we can find our weaknesses. What I don't want to do is play a schedule where we go 10-0 every year and then we get to the playoffs and get beat in the second or third round. I want to make sure that we're able to find what we've done wrong, see what we need to improve on, and actually it gives us 7 weeks through district, 7 or 8 weeks, to actually get better at some things. And then when it normally takes that first game of the playoffs for us to kind of get back in the groove. And then from that point on, we normally hit kind of a cruise control because the kids know what to expect.
What I love to see at realignment is North Shore, y'all, Duncanville, Lake Travis. When realignment comes up on the board, no one will look at y'all dead in the eye because nobody wants to play y'all or North Shore or anybody like that. what I love is the fact that, you, Willie Gaston over at North Shore kind of came together and put together a really awesome game to lead off this season with two superpowers in Texas.
Yeah, and I say that North Shore team, they're superpower. What we're trying to do, we're trying to get in that class, with the Duncanvilles and the DeSotos. We're not quite there yet. We're a heavyweight champ in our division, but we haven't had that type of success when we played up or out of our weight class sometimes. So what we're trying to do is get our program to no matter who we play in the state of Texas, we're going to be competitive. We're going to go out there and give the people a good game and always have an opportunity to win in the fourth quarter.
I do love to ask coaches this. Who were your mentors? Who got you on this path to where you are now?
Coach Samples, he was my high school coach at Lincoln High School. He was also the first person to hire me. I worked for him for 14 years. Also, my middle school coach, Coach Charles Walton, was a great influence on me. My high school defensive coordinator, Ricky Lewis, I learned a lot from him. And just a lot of guys that I've been around, whether it was guys that I worked with on the same level as Emmett Jones, who's at Oklahoma right now. I have a lot of guys that I looked up to because I thought everybody brought something different to the table that I could take and kind of perfect in myself to be the best coach I can be.
Who do you lean on now as the alphas in this locker room for 2024? Who are those guys?
To break our team down this year, we have a senior class that's not a very vocal class. That they're more of a lead by example type. Our junior class is probably more of the alpha dog type mentality, but they have to also, they're not quite understand what it takes to be leaders at all times. So what I'm trying to do right now with this team is kind of mesh the alpha junior class with the lead by example senior class and trying to get more of a committee approach with it where, where we got total buy-in.
I like it. All right. So the summer is shorter and shorter, but what does Coach Todd do for fun?
Man, I travel from time to time. A lot of things is still centered around the kids because we service our kids throughout the entire summer. So, I like to watch TV, go out from time to time, hang with friends and family, and do things like that. Nothing outrageous. I like to travel too a little bit. But at the end of the day, I'm always trying to cook up a master plan to somehow find some way that we can get better.
Coaches now wear so many hats. What is the most important thing as a coach that you help navigate kids through? Recruiting, the portal, or kind of the setting themselves up for NIL?
How we approach that over here in South Oak Cliff is first I have the best recruiting coordinator in the state of Texas, Coach Michael Traylor. As far as recruiting, he kind of handles everything for me. And he only comes to me when, when there's stuff that I need to, that he wants to get an answer from me from or get some thoughts on what I believe in a particular situation to tell me a kid commit. With this portal stuff, a lot of it is so intertwined that people that don't have anything to do with the actual high school and things like that. I try to stay away from all conversations that deal with talks of money because eventually you keep talking about it and involved in somebody going to swear that you're getting some money too. And, that's kind of our approach. Our biggest approach is, hey, let's make sure the kid is academically eligible. Let's make sure he's prepared to go to college and be successful. And then let's try to put his parents around people that can educate them on the things like NIL and things like that for people that have expertise in that particular area and not just us as a coach.
Finally, man, I hate to see what's going on as it relates to coaches exiting the business, exiting the profession, because I just find that so much importance for high school coaches because you affect so many people over your time. What's your message? Why should people get into the business?
Because it was never a day of work for me. My biggest thing that I always felt about it was like I was still a kid again. And I've been coaching for 23, going on 24 years this year, and it still feels the same as when I started. It keeps you energetic, it keeps you around the youth. So they keep you upbeat. They're gonna always keep you on your toes. So my biggest thing was I didn't know what I wanted to be in life, but I knew if I could be a football coach, that I knew I wouldn't feel like I was going to work every day. So I had to go get my teacher certification. Luckily, I did a good job as a student where my former coach wanted to hire me. And I've had an amazing career of 23 years so far. I've been to 4 state championship games, won 2, lost 2. been to numerous 5th round games and 4th round games. So I've had a very great high school coaching career so far.
I do love that answer. You hadn't worked a day in your life. That's awesome.
Nah,
Oh,
not a day. No, sir.
woo, man, I can't wait to see this big matchup in the first week with y'all in North Shore.
Yes.
Proud for coming on. Thanks so much. And hey, good luck this season. We're with Coach Jason Todd of South Oak Cliff. He's not going to admit it, but it's a power program in the state of Texas, of course, one of the big brands. Thanks for joining us. This is Matt with VYPE. We'll see y'all at the games. Coach, bringing some heat. What's my guy Heb doing over there?
Who is that?
Jacoby.
Oh, you know, he like a mad scientist. Hopefully he coming up with some ways to put some points on the board versus this North Shore defense.
I saw him at coach's school, and he was on our cover in Houston way back when he was at Westfield.
Yeah,
Man, he is on a fast track.
Yeah, he got a tremendous mind in the game and has a bright future in this game.
Yeah, it's so cool to see. But all right, hey man, keep doing what you're doing.
I'll see you down there in Houston in a couple of weeks.
All right, we'll see you then.
Okay.
Thanks again.
Bye-bye.